Okay, and everyone, this is Jennylee from Edge Home Financial. Talk about CD issued at the initial underwrite, closings, and whatnot. So maybe Jenny, if you can, make a little bit introduction or an overview of what you guys do over there at the Edge Home Finance, and if you don't have anything or further ado, you can take it away.
Hi, my name is Jennylee Fahey. I am with Edge Home Finance. I'm a broker. We're the number one VA broker in the United States. And what's different with being a broker or with Edge essentially is I have over 120 lenders that we shop rates throughout. So anytime I have a client come to me, I have a huge database of all these lenders and I shop around the lenders to get them the best rates. On top of that, I can close within 2 weeks, which is with an appraisal. I try, honestly, whenever I meet realtors and stuff like that, I always tell them that. But I mean, I always say, like, try to give me 3 weeks just in case something happens. But my average clear to close with an appraisal is 2 weeks. I don't charge any underwriting fees at all. So that's a savings of $9.95 up front. And then we can get the CD at initial under the CD right away on day one. So when you send me a purchase agreement with United Wholesale Mortgage, that's our top lender. Essentially, you'll send me a purchase agreement. I'll send it in. I'll send in a homeowner's insurance quote and property taxes, and we get the CD out on day one. So that means essentially with TRID, I can close in 7 days and get the clear to close in 4 days. And I've had that happen with United Wholesale Mortgage, and that's what's honestly one of the best advantages of being a broker is because I get that CD out right away. So there's no like, you know, not we're not, everyone's not worried about, getting the CD out or closing on time essentially or anything like that. Another thing is I have a ton of products, so I can combine down payment assistance with county assistance with Minnesota housing if needed. The only thing that is a setback to that is with county assistance, they run out of funds pretty quick. So I always essentially look at county assistance first because with county assistance, you get $10,000 usually off the bat, and your rate doesn't increase with county assistance. So I've had clients with a lower credit score get a really good rate with county assistance. I approved somebody at 580. I can go down to a 500 credit score for FHA, but I approved someone at 580 for county assistance, and their rate, was in the low sixes, which is really good. Where with Minnesota housing, the rates in the sevens because they need to increase the rates to cover that gap, if that makes sense. So that's what's hard about Minnesota housing is that, they give you'll get 14,000 in down payment assistance in Minnesota housing, but the rates increased, your interest rates increase and you have to pay it back. Where county assistance, your rate's not increased. So you can get approved for more essentially, like if you're looking at larger price houses, which a lot of people are essentially, county assistance is always the way to go. So that's nice. Otherwise, the first gen down payment assistance, I can do that too. I've closed two so far with that. The only thing with them is that they're extremely difficult. I'm not gonna lie. You have to apply first. So the client has to apply first with the first gen. And then it takes first gen like 30 days just to get back to them. And there's no contact information with first gen, which is ridiculous. They will not give you email or phone number. They won't answer. They'll just email. They'll send you a generic email, but it'll be from a person, but there's no phone number. So you can't contact them. So that's what's hard. You'll get an answer eventually in 30 days. They'll apply. And then once they apply in 30 days, they want a pre-approval letter, which I'll send them a pre-approval letter. And then after the pre-approval letter, they'll take a couple weeks, like 4 weeks after that, to get back to the client and say, okay, you're good to go, but now we need underwriting pre-approval on top of this. So then I'll get an underwriting pre-approval and then they're good to go. So honestly, it's sorry, I have a big dog. It's like a 2 month process just to even get first gen down payment assistance, but it's $31,000. So it's a grant. It's free money. Essentially, if they live in the house for 5 years, they don't have to pay it back. So that's huge. So that's some of the products I have. Also, I'm doing a DSCR loan right now. A DSCR is you can close usually in 10 days with them. You don't look at income at all to qualify. So a lot of self-employed clients that are purchasing investment properties, I don't look at your income to qualify. So, that would help you guys essentially, realtors, that have wonky income or mini write-offs or anything like that. It's perfect for those clients. Or a P&L statement, which this program is crazy to me, but the P&L, I'll look at the profit and loss statement to qualify you. So if you're self-employed, I'll look at your previous year's profit and loss to qualify you in a year to date. And you can use gift funds at closing. So essentially, you can gift yourself money for a profit and loss to make a purchase. So I don't have to look at your taxes or anything for that program either, which is crazy to me, but it works. I have a no doc loan as well. With that, it's more down essentially. You have to have a really good credit score. So personally, I haven't done those. What else we have? I have one lender that offers point a half of a percent off if you're under 50% AMI. So I do have a lot of clients that are under 50% AMI. So essentially, actually, I don't know if Kelly's on this call, Kelly Cardinal, one of her deals, I got the clear close on that one. I gave her a deal on it because she's under a 50% AMI. She got a really good credit. I think her credits, or not credit, her interest rate was, I believe, 6.125 for her, and she got a grant on top of it. So she got a $2,500 grant, and she got a low interest rate because she's under a certain AMI. So I have those programs too. But what's nice about being a broker, I guess the great advantages is that I am essentially the boss. So anything I send in, like I don't have any middlemen. I don't have a processor right now. I'm probably going to get one, but the underwriters have to call me. So they have to pick up the phone no matter what because I'm sending them the business. Where at banks, the banks charge clients an underwriting fee, usually a processing fee, and then they have their manager. So a lot of the times when I worked at banks previously, I worked at like Wintrust and Cardinal, it was hard to get a hold of an underwriter, honestly. And it was hard to compete with brokers because brokers have 120 lenders and they can lower their commission to give them a better rate. So with me, if I want to lower my commission, which I do with most, like all my clients, honestly, with conventional especially, I can lower my commission and I won't get beat out. So that's a huge advantage because I don't want to get beat. So it's nice that I have that advantage where at a bank, you can't do that. I was working at Cardinal and I loved Cardinal, honestly, but their rates were so high, I was getting beat all the time. And they're like, oh, it's okay. Just let the customer know that you'll get an exception. I'm like, I'm not going to send a customer a loan estimate that has a huge interest rate or, yeah, huge rate on it and be like, it's okay, I'll get you an exception. So don't worry about it because those clients are going to be gone in a second. So I had to quit Cardinal and that's why I became a broker, honestly. What else is here? I mean, we've had over 7.3 billion in funded loans in the past 12 months at Edge, which is huge. We actually have 150 lenders. I thought it was 120, so I was wrong. Yeah, there's no middlemen, like I said. We have faster pre-approvals, communication throughout. So with me, I always communicate throughout the whole transaction. Maybe that's why I don't have a processor. I used to be a loan officer assistant, and prior to that, I worked in credit repair, and I was a platinum lender with Minnesota Housing Down Payment Assistance. So when I help clients, I always look at their credit score first. That's like the first thing I do, honestly, is look at their credit score and see where I can help them for free on getting their score up so I can give them a better rate. And essentially hopefully they won't shop around. But I'll do that first and then I'll get them pre-approved after they send me their documents. But for their documents, I will get VOEs if needed up front. I get everything up front because when I was a loan officer assistant, I had someone that didn't do that, honestly, and I was the one that had to call their clients and be like, well, you're not approved because this person would not collect docs up front. She wouldn't, and it frustrated me. So yeah, I do all that up front. I'll collect docs if they have wonky income like overtime or commission or bonuses, anything like that. I will get their last pay stub from December of 2023 and December of 2024 so I can average it out. I'll send it into underwriting up front too if needed, if it's clients like with wonky income and stuff like that. I'll send it into underwriting and I'll get it fully underwritten before I even send a pre-approval letter out because I want, you guys to make sure and know that they're 100% golden. And I mean, I know that Roxy's on this call and she can attest to that. I don't know if her mom's on this call or not, but Kelly can attest to that too. Kelly, their clients right now that are closing, they actually got approved by a bank, and then they got denied. It was a joint couple. They got denied by this bank, so they came to me and I took off the her husband now. I took him off and I was able to give her a grant and I got her approved on her own, which this bank couldn't do because I'm thinking the rate was higher, so the DTI was too high because she's right at the edge. But I was able to do it, which is awesome. I want to help clients as much as I can and um, you know, get them through the finish line essentially. One of my huge stories I can tell you, success stories, is that I have a friend named Suad. She's Islamic, and she was a client, and she came to me, and she was really frustrated, honestly, really pissed off. And she's like, my friend Amos, who was one of my past clients, she's like, he referred me to you. She's like, I'm already pre-approved. I'm only pre-approved for 325. I have a family of six. I want, a $400,000 house. She's like, I need help. And I'm like, okay. And so I went through the whole process with her in person. I met her in person. I went through her credit. I went through all the docs, and it was her and her husband and her daughter on the loan. And her daughter didn't have a credit score. So I said, you know what? I said, you are approved for 325. And I said, but do you know why? Do you know why you're approved for this? And she's like, no, what do you mean? I said, you're approved for what's called a manual underwrite. I said, with a manual underwrite, you can only get an approval at so much. I said, normally you can go up to 55% or 58% DTI with FHA. I said, with you, with a manual, you can only go to 50 because of your daughter. So that means you're not approved for much. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, why wasn't I told this? And I said, I'm not sure. I said, some lenders don't go into detail and tell you that, but I'll get you approved for more, but you have to listen to me. And I'm like, and I said this, I said, you actually have to do it. I said, because I've had clients not listen and you have to do what I tell you. And she's like, okay. So I told her to get, her daughter added as an authorized user on her credit card and get, a credit card opened. And I called her in 4 weeks because I had a good feeling. And I pulled her daughter's credit and went from a 0 to a 760 in 4 weeks. And we cried on the phone and I got her approved for 415. And she sends me clients here and there too. And like, she's one of my good friends now too. So, but Roxy, I don't know if, yeah, Roxy's on here. I was going to have Roxy attest or Kelly attest, to, um, just me helping them. I don't know if they're on here.
Hey, I'm here. Yeah, I mean, for me, I know that I've worked with different lenders and different people, and I say, I don't want to have any kind of like bias, when we send our clients, lenders, because I don't want them to think that I'm just pushing for one person or another. But I know that me and Jennylee, one of the first files we worked on, and I really felt good about her because I try to keep my boundaries with working on the weekends and working things. But I remember she was recommended to me by another person that I was helping list a house for in Wisconsin, I believe. And I was like, man, this person really needs to get a pre-approval letter today, and they are just their lender, I think it was a bank, is just um not responding on the weekend, and it's like they needed it. There was like an offer situation that just needed it. And the person that recommended her to me said, well, you could try her, I know it's Sunday, but I know we all kind of have our things. I think you were in a baby communion or baby some confirmation. What were
Oh,
you
yeah.
were at some kind of something, but she might be able to respond to you. And just like right away it was like, all right, shoot, I'm here, but give me a little bit. And we hadn't even really talked before that, and she just got started right away. And typically, I don't know about the rest of you, we don't like to kind of when we need those pre-approval letters, for those multiple situations, it's really important to have somebody, some lender that is going to be able to be available for us to talk to in a bind like that. And so she was just able to get me that paperwork. And I noticed from there on, it's always just been really good communication. Like, I was able to go with her to fly out to Michigan last year and really learn a little bit more about um, United Wholesale, right? Mortgage.
Yep.
And they flew us out there and we were able to just learn a little bit more about what they do. And I don't know, and I think Randy was actually, Randy was out there at the same time. I was like, hey, Randy, but didn't know we were both going to be out there at the same time. But there's just really good communication, really quick. And there has been times where I've had people say, well, why is this right over here? I'm shopping around and I'm feeling like, they're not as competitive and whatever. And Jennylee's been like, oh, well, let's look at why that is. And then let's figure it out. And we will, she's sometimes, she's finagled things and been able to figure out and match those rates or beat them. So I've just always felt pretty impressed by her communication and her desire to, make things work instead of just say, nope, this is how it is. So that's been really helpful. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Does anyone have any questions? I was going to show you this loan advisor app that we have too. I was going to do a video. Well, there's a little video on it on YouTube. I was going to show you guys, but I wanted to see if anyone had any questions, or I guess if you guys look for in a lender or broker. Nobody? Hello?
Yeah, it's a quiet crowd here sometimes. So you're located in Michigan? I must have missed that part, or is that where you are? Or?
No, I'm in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
I'm in North St. Paul, actually, but if you know where that is.
Yeah, I'm not too far from there. I'm just
Yep.
up in Matamidi, so close.
Oh, I love Matamina. So, yeah, one of our top lenders is in Michigan. Yeah, United Wholesale Mortgage.
Oh, okay, so you use them. Yeah, I hear about them and rocket companies a lot, I guess.
Yeah, so with UWM, we are able to fly out 3 realtors every year if we want to, which I have done, obviously. And the realtors learn about like marketing and social media, and they learn about United Wholesale Mortgage, and everything's completely paid for. The only thing that you have to pay for is the transportation from the airport to the hotel. So we went last year, and yeah, we got a free hotel, for 2 days, I think 2 or 3 days, actually, free hotel and free flight and everything, free food, everything.
Nice. Always good to have Roxy vouch for you too.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Did you have any questions?
Not right now. Shan does, yeah.
Yeah, I do have a general question. So this happened to one of my clients. The mortgage consultant pulled the credit of my client, and now my clients are getting calls from other vendors. Oh, did we got your information? Are you applying for refinancing? And those kind of information. Is that common, or did something wrong happen with the mortgage consultant?
No, well, what happened, honestly, I think it was last year, the CFPB now allows anytime that you get your credit pulled from a lender, it's a free for all, essentially. So everybody can get access to that inquiry when you get your credit pulled. So what I try to do is when my clients apply, I don't have them put in the correct last 4 of their phone number or their email address. So they don't get those spam calls. I try to do that as much as I can. So that's how you can avoid it. But otherwise, yeah, if that lender didn't do that, or there's a do not call list you can get set up on. I think it's called do not call. I forgot. It's like the solicitor list. I think I forgot what it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Do not call us.
Do not call, yeah. So there's a list you can get on too that their lender could send them, where usually you sign up for that first before you get your credit pulled, because when you sign up for that, no one can call you after your credit's pulled.
And it's amazing that they even knew the social security number.
Yeah, because it's the credit report. So with the CFPB, you get it's anytime a lender like pulls your credit, it's for like it's that inquiry and everything with all that information will go to other lenders, and other lenders will get it. It's crazy to me. I don't know why they allow this, quite honestly, and it's frustrating because I hate it too. But yeah, they allow that now. It's just with banks and lenders. Luckily, like no one else will have their information. But the easiest thing to do is just, I mean, next time that if you go through that lender, just tell them to do the do not call list, or like not put in the correct last four of their like phone number. They don't even have to put in their, well, yeah, they do have to put in their social, I think. Yeah, they do, because they have to pull their credit. But yeah, a lot of the times if you pull credit, you don't have to put their phone number in there either. You can just pull credit with just a social and the name. So I mean, they could have done it that way too, where they didn't put their phone number in there or their email address too. And then no one
Yeah,
would have called
yeah.
them.
Thank you for educating me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I'm gonna share the screen real quick. This app is amazing. I have to get like we just came out with it, so I have to get more accustomed to it too, but I have it on my phone and I play around with it a lot, and you'll have to see it's amazing. But this app will let clients, any clients that you have sitting in a CRM, sitting there saying they're waiting for rates to drop, or they want to like wait to make more money or something that's just sitting in your CRM. This app will notify you and your lender, hopefully me, just kidding, notify us together like anytime they go into the app, and it lets them search for houses. They can search for houses. They can add AI to these houses. They'll get monthly updates on their credits. They'll get information on their credit score. They'll get financial information. They can upload their like finances, and they'll give them a DTI like ratio about how much they qualify for, what their debt to income ratio is, how much their monthly payments will be. It's crazy, this app. So I'm gonna play it for you guys real quick. I'm gonna attempt to share this screen. Hold on a second. Where's the share? Here it is. Here it is. Let me know if you guys see this. Okay, can you guys see this right here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna play it.
That guides you through every step of your homeownership journey, no matter where you're starting from or where you're at. And the best part, it's completely free. With Edge Loan Advisor, you can monitor your credit score and credit report, and even simulate changes to see how they can impact your future home purchase. The Homeownership Snapshot provides a personalized mortgage readiness assessment along with a dynamic action plan to guide you every step of the way. Enrolling financial accounts allows you to track your net worth, savings, and spending with ease and get a clear picture of your financial health. Search for your dream home, favorite the ones you love, and see how they fit into your financial picture, all within the app. Need expert advice? With Edge Loan Advisor, you're always connected to your loan officer. Reach out anytime, right through the app. Plus, dive into a wealth of educational content to help you make informed financial decisions. And rest assured, your data is safe and secure and never shared without your permission. Edge Loan Advisor, because your journey to homeownership deserves all the best tools, and they're all right here.
Yeah, so that's the loan advisor app that we have. This app, yeah, like I said, it's phenomenal because I did it just to play around. And I uploaded my all of my accounts, and it tells me what my net worth is because I don't know, I just wanted to know that and stuff like that. It'll tell you that. It will tell you like my debt to income ratio. It asks you on here how much you want your monthly payment to be, and it will tell you, okay, with the payment of this, then you have to look for house purchase prices of this, and it will alert, the realtor about all this stuff. It's like it's amazing. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but this app is crazy. What I can do is if you guys are interested in the app, if you guys could send me an email, like with your email address, I can give it to Jeremy. Has my information, so send Jeremy your email. I'll send you a QR code and you'll register it. And what will happen is you can send that QR code directly to any clients. They click on it and then they just set up this account, and you'll get notified on it. Like one of my clients, or I have like 3 right now, they're using it because of just for credit. Honestly, they don't have the best credit score, and it lets them know like what their score is every month, and it's free. It's like a free thing. It's not going to pull their credit or anything like that again either, and it's not going to notify lenders either about their credit, which I know that's one of the questions that was just asked. So this app will just only notify the realtor and me anything regarding the credit, and it won't go public or anything like that. But I love it because it's been great with these clients. They're improving their credit score, and I'm getting like notifications indicating that they're improving their credit score. And anytime they text on this app, it goes directly to my phone. And if they want to text the realtor, it will go directly to their phone. So it's not like a fake, I don't know, like it's not like a fake app, if that makes sense. I've had apps before where it will just like it only goes into the app, it doesn't directly message you, but this one will directly message you. So you'll get notifications and everything like it on it.
I think Charlie has a question. Charlie, can you unmute?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Quickly, can I ask the loan officer, do you do Islamic loan?
Yep, I do have one lender that does Islamic financing.
Okay.
Yep.
So, because sometimes that's the problem that we run into when we meet people of the Islamic faith, and then we are struggling to get them pre-approved.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
we know. So you're
Yeah, I
going
do
to
Islamic. I do ITINs too. So ITINs are without a social security number. I can go down to like a 500 credit score. Like I said, with a 500, between your 500 to 580, you have to have 10% down. That's the only kicker to that. But I can go down to like a 580 for a VA credit score too. So I guess you can just remind, how can I explain this? So I can pretty much do everything that other banks can't do, essentially. I have a bridge loan. I haven't had clients that needed a bridge loan yet, but I have a bridge loan. I have land loans. I've done land loans. I have a loan where you can purchase land and then put like a mobile home onto the land, and you can combine it into one. And I've had a lot of realtors ask me about that, and we can do that. We can so I can do mobile home financing, which I mean, what's hard about mobile home financing though is a lot of the mobile homes aren't that like high priced, so it just depends on the cost of the mobile home. But I had someone last year, one of my friends, they wanted to purchase land first, and then they were going to put a mobile home on the land. So they found land. The realtor found them land in Wisconsin, and the land was like 200,000. And the home they wanted to purchase, the mobile home, was at a dealer, and the mobile home was 125. So the realtor was asking me how to set up their purchase agreement, and I said it's actually a land. It would be like a purchase for land. So that's how you have to, I guess, word it, is it'd be a land purchase. So they did the land purchase, but they did it all together. So he got the $200,000 land, $125,000 mobile home. They went in there and put the mobile home in, like affixed it to the property and everything like that, and we combined it into one loan too. So we can do those too. So there's a lot, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do, a lot of, like I said, that a lot of lenders have not done. The Islamic financing, I've had a lot of clients reach out to me for that, but then they decided to do the regular financing, honestly. But yeah, it's like a trust account, essentially. It's in a trust account. So there's no interest rate for that program.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is there any other questions at all? No. But yeah, if you guys could send your email address to Jeremy, that'd be great. I'll send you information on the app, and I'd love to connect with some of you guys in person. Maybe we can get coffee or lunch or something like that, just to go through some ideas to help each other's business. I'm open for all of it. I want to start doing, like, even Roxy and I talked about this. I want to start getting more involved in the community more, just getting my name out there, like, and doing events and stuff like that. I think that would be beneficial for sure. And I'm game for doing all of it, essentially.
Roxy posted your contact info in the chat too, so we have it there. So everybody go find it in the chat.
Oh, thank you, Roxy.
Yeah, hey, I was gonna say also, do you well, you didn't talk about this, but I know sometimes depending on the situation, you don't want to pressure people at open houses, but I've had Jennylee come to open houses with me just to be able to even if they have a lender, even if they have someone, people that are looking around, especially like kind of well, actually any priced house. I've actually had open houses where I've called her directly at the open house and been like, hey, can we talk about this? But I've had her come. So depending on the situation, it just seems like it can potentially pack a bigger punch if you maybe have a lender or a broker, right, that has more answers, because she's also not high pressure, as you can probably tell from the call. So she's come just to come to be able to answer questions at the open houses. So that's been nice.
Yep. Yeah, I go to open houses too. I like them. I don't know. I like getting out more. Like not just sitting at my desk. I like going and meeting people and going to open houses and all that stuff. So I'm game for all of it for sure. But yeah, well, thank you, everybody. I hope to connect with some of you guys in the near future. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I guess you can find out. I respond all the time. If I'm like, even if I'm in a meeting, I'll be like, oh, I'm in a meeting, I'll get back to you. That's one thing for sure that I always do. You can always get a hold of me, essentially no matter what. And I know that's what I tell my clients, and that's how they feel too. So then there's no questions, that are asked.
Perfect. Thank you, Jennylee. We appreciate your time as well. And anything that comes up in my email as well, looking for your contact information. If not in the chat box, I'll definitely forward it to you. That way you guys can, reconvene and, talk about furthermore about this discussion. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Same.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Well, hey, for those that are still on, because she's not on, just her whole first name is Jennylee. So when you contact her, maybe just remember to call her Jennylee. I know it can be kind of weird, but I know that that's something that she'll really appreciate if you just say Jennylee instead of just Jenny for short.
I'm one of them, Roxy. Sorry. I call her Jenny.
Oh no,
That's it, Roxy.
She doesn't, because it's awkward, right? Because it's hard to remember that. I have 3 Jennies in my life, like friends, family.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh right, Lee is also a last name, but Jennylee is her first name. So I know she probably won't correct you, but she'll appreciate it if you call her Jennylee when you talk to her.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Moving
no
forward,
problem.
we'll do that. Thanks,
Yeah, of
everyone.
course. Yep.